So there you go. We get Jungle Boy versus Chris Jericho 2 weeks from now. Their last show of the year. I thought, I guess I misunderstood him, saying that he has to defend the title before the new year. But I'm guessing he said he has to have a match before the end of the year. So yeah, Jungle Boy will get the match at in 2 weeks on a AEW Dynamite. I know I saw a lot of people on Twitter bitching and moaning that Jungle Boy, who hasn't won a match, nor is in the top 5 rankings, is getting a match with Chris Jericho, but it's not a title match. So I guess ranking placement really doesn't matter when it's a non-title match. What are your thoughts on this? Because technically, we were talking before the show started, rankings get resetted in 2 weeks. I'm sorry, at the end of the year. Apology. Jungle Boy could pull off this huge-ass upset and beat Chris Jericho in 2 weeks. And it won't really mean a thing to Jericho, obviously, because the rankings reset and the standings also reset. But man, putting over Jungle Boy could really do a lot for him as well. Do you think that happens, Dave, where we see Jungle Boy defeat Chris Jericho in 2 weeks?
Before I get there, I gotta say this. I am so happy for him because I'm a huge fan of Jungle Boy.
Okay.
Jack Perry, he's awesome. He's so fun to watch in the ring. And after what happened to his dad this past year, I mean, him getting signed to AEW, and it was just one of those cool things, one of those cool moments that he got signed to AEW. Like, I think right after his dad died, he was one of the first guys signed to AEW. And his dad was at a lot of his shows, too. Like, people didn't know that because he was always being in the shadows, not to take the spotlight. But I'm so happy for him. I hope he does get the win, and I'm glad he's getting this spotlight to shine, to show people what he can really do in the ring. I mean, so I'm happy for it. And it doesn't matter if he wins or loses because he's going to be in there with Jericho. Whether he wins or loses the match, it won't matter because the rankings will reset the following week or 2 weeks or whatever it'll be. Mm-hmm. It'll just reset. So even if he wins, it won't mean anything other than that he did get a win last year against Jericho. Maybe that's what the driving force going forward for him would be. But, man, how about, I don't know. I guess we'll get to which sort of stuff in a minute, but yeah. Yeah, I'm happy for Jungle Boy. I like him. I enjoy watching him. I think he's a star. I really do. I think he's a star. So,
what were you going to say about similarities.
What was that?
What were you going to say about Luchasaurus?
I didn't like the fact that when he just started talking, like, I just get this massive. I would rather see him as the monster and never talk. You know?
Okay, so you don't mind him.
To me,
you don't want him to sound like you don't want him to be roaring like a dinosaur, but you want him just to be kind of mute, not say much.
Yeah, it takes away a little bit of his mystique that you don't see him talking. Just comes out and just be a badass. When he's this big monster, and he kind of came out like talking like Marco Stunt would talk or something like that, you would think. He started sounding like, whoa, that was kind of, the voice threw me off because I expected a deep voice.
Right.
Oh, but yeah, so I'd rather him not talk and keep the mystique alive where no one knows what he's if you ever heard him talk. But I get it. We have to get people out there and introduce him and the whole wrestling crap. I get it. But yeah, that was my only issue with that.
Ian Dunn says, what did he put up here? Ziggler loses constantly and got title shots every week when he first came back. God forbid Jungle Boy gets a shot. Get real, says Ian Dunn. Speed says, this was the least fiery promo I may have ever seen from Jungle Boy. Moxley is really the number one contender. Why waste it on Dynamite, says Red Sox fan. I guess they are milking it. And he also said he was getting hot in the Indies before he went to AEW. I'm interested to see how this match goes. Like you said, Jungle Boy has not won a match yet, and how big of a match would it be to win your first ever one against Chris Jericho, the world champion, one of the greatest of all time? It looks like Chris Jericho is putting a lot of people over as of late, so it's good to see that he doesn't mind putting people over without having, without.
Yeah, well, he's been in that spot too, and this kind of similarity to when Jericho first faced Triple H on a Raw and won the world title, and then they reversed the decision. and kind of putting Jericho in that spotlight of being in the main event category. I'm not saying this will put him there, but he could go out. This could be very similar to that to really put him on the map.
This would put him on the map in 2020. Absolutely, that he would be one of the guys that you would mention in the
Or like that Jeff Hardy moment, where
yeah
he finally had that big match with Undertaker and then he almost won.
yeah. Wouldn't work at all. People would have to do is go to his Twitter, and if they want to hear him talk or see him unmasked, says Truth and Loyalty. Yeah, very true. He's not shy of talking and not kayfabing it over on the Twitter account.
Okay.
That's for sure. I even
Yeah, I don't know.
congratulated his boy John Morrison for making it to the